Hey guys, Joel Bridewell here. Thanks for being with me on Marriage and Family Monday. If you haven't seen the Finance Friday and places to live in terms of budgeting, take a look at that. Feel free to comment. Tomorrow I'll be dealing with Select the Bible Topic Tuesday, so you'll get a chance to cast a vote for what you want me to cover. But on Marriage and Family Monday, I want to deal with just some basics in having the family in the right order. And of course, the most important relationship anyone can have is with Jesus. Jesus himself made that very clear when he says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love your neighbors. Second commandment to love your neighbor as yourself. Neighbor literally means near one. So those nearest you, your spouse, your children, your parents, things of that nature. Jesus also said about putting him first in Matthew chapter 10. He said, don't think I came to bring peace to the earth, but a sword. For I came to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's enemies will be the members of his household. He says you got to put me first. And sometimes putting Jesus first makes enemies of family members. We see this especially in the Middle East, when a Muslim or Southeast Asian, a Hindu, gives their life to Jesus. A lot of family winds up disowning them. Jesus says, hey, put me first, even if it means family division. He goes on to say in verse 37 of Matthew 10, the one who loves a father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. The one who loves a son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. So he says it's not that you shouldn't love them, but you shouldn't love them more. And so make sure Jesus is first, and then you begin to put other people in the right places. Matthew chapter 19, Jesus also has a lot to say about family relationships. And he talks about this in Matthew 19 and verse 5 and 6, where he says, for this reason, a man will leave his father and his mother and be joined to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. He's quoting Genesis 2:24. He says there's the leave and then the cleave. You cleave to your spouse. So there's a time you get married and you cleave to your spouse even more faithfully than you held to your parents. You still honor them, but not that's not the most important relationship. Later on, he still talks about honoring your father and mother. Later on in Matthew 19. You're still called to do that. You're called to take care of your children. When he talks about all the commandments, whether it's Deuteronomy or in Proverbs or in Ephesians, when it talks about fathers, parents train up a child in the way he should go. When he's old, he'll not depart from it. Or how children are to obey their parents in the Lord, and how parents have a responsibility to teach them to do those things. And so, obviously, the most important relationship outside of Jesus is your spouse. After that, it's with your children as you're raising them. You still honor your parents throughout life. There may be times in which your children are grown and on their own, and you have a responsibility to take care of parents in their aging state or something along those lines. You're still called to honor them. There's times they may take precedence over children in those kinds of states when they need a special care toward the end of their life. And so I just want to make sure when you think about your family, you think about how much you love them and what God's done to provide for them, that you put those things in proper order. Jesus first, spouse second, children third, parents fourth, and sometimes those may flip-flop depending on a stage of life. I hope that's helpful to you. I hope you're able to search the scriptures. Feel free to ask questions, make comments. I look forward to hearing from you. God bless you guys. I'll see you again soon.